this is what I love about Indiana. Indiana in general and Indiana wilderness. When you go to the parts of Indiana that are wild, you get pretty wild. I am currently in a state forest on maintained roads. The last house I passed was about 3 miles ago, and the dude, as I waved to him, I gave the Indiana wave, the 2-finger Indiana salute. He stared me down and was not about me being out here today. Let's see if I can show you what this looks like. So I am in the middle of nowhere, first off. I'm in the middle of Morgan Monroe State Forest, which is a piece of forest that I've run through quite a bit before down in Brown County. But I've only ever done it as part of races, so I've never actually come out here to explore. And I was supposed to do a hill workout on the treadmill last night at like 10 p.m. After I was done with work. And I got warmed up for it, and I just kind of looked around at what I was doing, and I'd seen the weather forecast for today, and I was like, you know what? Screw that. I am gonna go down and run some actual trails and some actual hills down in Brown County tomorrow on my day off. I'm half tights and a t-shirt, and honestly the t-shirt probably will come off at some point again here, or will come off at some point here in just a couple minutes. Thank God this truck has been through a lot worse than this, because otherwise I'd be a little scared I wouldn't make it out. I get asked all the time how in the world you can possibly be a trail runner in Indiana, and I think today's video might just be an answer to that. So I've made it to the forest headquarters. I'm gonna head inside and see exactly how I get to this certain trail that I want to run. Ask the people around here rather than playing around myself.
To me, it's the least predictable.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and highlight it from here.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. And that's old 37.
Yeah.
Got the goods. I cannot recommend enough talking to your local Forest Service people, because they know so much more about the state of the trails and where the construction is and what's going on. So, got the details, and I'm gonna head to the trailhead and get this running. Well, I am not gonna lie, that sucked. Really thought about just not making a second half to this video, and then drove for about 5 or 10 minutes in silence and realized that I should probably show not just the good but also the less than good on this YouTube channel, because I'm a believer that we are all better off for knowing the full story and not just the good parts of the story, and that most definitely includes social media, and then it most definitely includes other forms of media like this. So, wow, did not mean to turn this into a soapbox thing already, but that kind of sucked. I did the whole Low Gap trail, which was a ton of fun, and it started off as an absolute blast. The problem is I got about like 3 or 4 miles in, and my right Achilles heel, which had been bothering me a little bit, was still bothering me, and usually it kind of warms up a little bit and then I don't notice it the rest of the trail. And it was bothering me still, and then by like mile 6 or 7 it was definitely bothering me, and I was running on some gravel and some single track that I would just kind of torque my foot a little bit, and I'd really feel it. And then by like mile 9, I wanted to walk the rest of the way and to cry and all of that jazz. So instead, what I did, because this is not my first go around with injury or injury related, like potential injury or anxiety inducing stuff like that, is I slowed way down. I decided to cut the mileage a little bit short. I still made the full loop because I had to get back to my car. And I started brainstorming what all I can do to kind of fix this. I thought I was just gonna have a fun, carefree day, and instead I was hit in the face with even more adulting that needs done. Like, I need to go home and rehab this, and probably think about a physical therapist or a, you know, some kind of sports medicine to think about how I keep this from happening in the future, because this Achilles has been bothering me for a while. But what can you do? That's life. Like, you don't get many, I hate to break it to you, but you don't get a ton of carefree days. Like, you get some, and then life is life, and life means dealing with the highs and the lows, and sucking it up and not letting it, you know, make you, not letting it make you cold or make you jaded, or, you know, you gotta kind of fight to keep yourself grounded and still optimistic. And yeah, how's that for really coherent? This might just be, the other thing too is that I'm running on a pair of shoes that I put a little bit too many miles on, and it might just be a day or two thing. That's the thing, you never know until 2 weeks down the road, so you gotta take it seriously when you can. That's kind of the point though, right? Like, that's the reason I do this stupid freaking sport, is I'm actually not crying, my contacts are just really dry. You do it because it mirrors life, and because it can teach you, or at least I do it because it mirrors life, and it can teach me ways to handle life that I wouldn't get otherwise if I weren't doing this sport. If this sport were all about, you know, comfort, and you end every run feeling better than you thought you might, and there are no bad days and there are no hurdles, like, that wouldn't be it wouldn't be a great, you know, metaphor for life. It wouldn't be kind of a good crossover to how life tends to be either. And I find a lot of value in this sport, directly mirroring life, and I can't wish that away, and that means probably not wishing away days like this. Anyways, I am gonna go get myself some food, and hopefully I'm going to get on this rehab train and do whatever I need to do to kind of take care of this Achilles. It's not the run I was hoping for today, but you often don't get the run that you were waiting for. You just get the run that that you get, and then you make do from there. So I will talk to you guys in another video here soon. See ya.